Welcome back to another Championship predictions video. This is for week 4 of the Championship, and there's been a lot of games recently. First game up is Bristol and Swansea. Obviously, Bristol won their last game, so good on them. That was their first win of the season, although they did make hard work of it. And with Swansea, they lost their last game. But more importantly, they're really struggling to score goals. This has been an issue for the last couple of years, so maybe it shouldn't be a surprise. They've been a team that have been more solid defensively, and that's how they win games. Although, it looks like this season, that defense is gone. It looks like they're in real trouble now. I actually thought that Swansea would be challenging for promotion and winning the championship, but now that they've lost their manager, before the season started, at the end of last season, it looks like they're in transition now, and they're in real trouble. I think this will be a 2-0 win to Bristol. Next game up is Queen's Park Rangers and Barnsley. Queen's Park Rangers had a tough game in their last match, but they managed to win it. And Barnsley are another team that are really struggling this season. This will be a 3-0 win to Queen's Park Rangers. Next game up is Blackburn and West Brom. This could be one of the games of the weekend. Both teams have had a good start to the season. Obviously, Blackburn have been hit and miss so far this season, although it's still early on, so maybe I shouldn't say that. Although with West Brom, they've been in supreme form this season. They've been on fire, scoring goals for fun, and they're looking really dangerous. They win this one 3-1. Next game up is Bournemouth and Blackpool. This will be a 3-0 win to Bournemouth. Next game up is Cardiff and Millwall. Cardiff have had a good start to the season, although they haven't looked that convincing at times. And with Millwall, they're another team that are mid-table usually. They can be tough to break down, as they have been recently. But I think Cardiff wins this 2-1. Next game up is Coventry and Reading. This game really could go either way. Coventry did win their last game, so well done. And with Reading, I think they have had a decent start to the season, but it's not quite what it was last season. They have been scoring goals, but they've also been conceding goals as well. However, I think Reading wins this 2-1. Next game up is Derby and Middlesbrough. Oh, this is a tough one to call because Derby, they can be a team that are tough to break down, although they're not really scoring a lot of goals. And with Middlesbrough, they did lose their last game, but, I think they've had a good start to the season, and they're a team that can give you a lot of trouble. I think Middlesbrough wins this 2-0. Next game up is Fulham and Hull. This will be a 3-0 win to Fulham. Hull did have a good start to the season, but it looks like they're really struggling now. And with Fulham, just quickly, I would have thought that with Scott Parker leaving, they would have, struggled a little bit this season, but it looks like that hasn't really affected them. Next game up is Luton and Birmingham. This will be a tough game for both sides. Obviously, Luton, they're a team that can score goals. And with Birmingham, they're a team that are tough to break down. So it's kind of one of those matches where it's attack versus defense. But I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Luton. Next game up is Preston and Peterborough. This could be one of the most boring games of the weekend. Two teams that are... Actually, no. I think it could be a decent game, although, Preston are bottom of the table. And with Peterborough, you know, they have been somewhat impressive recently. However, they're a team that will either show up or not show up. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost this game, but I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Sheffield and Huddersfield. I actually think this could be one of the most boring games of the weekend. Not the last game that I mentioned. I think this game will actually be the most boring. Neither side really has much attacking threat. I don't think Sheffield have even scored a goal this season. Like, that's how little attacking output they've had. And with Huddersfield, obviously they're a team that, I don't think really have much going forward. Defensively, you could say the same. I think it'll be a 0-0 draw. And the final game for the week is Stoke and Nottingham. Stoke have been another team that have really been in good form. They're scoring goals. And I'm not sure if I'm that surprised, maybe slightly, because towards the end of last season, Stoke were on fire. They were winning games, defensively solid, and scoring goals. And they were really tough to beat. It looks like they've carried last season's form at the back end into this one, and they could have a really good season. It's still early on, but if you have a good start, you're setting yourself up for success. This will be a 3-1 win to Stoke, and that's about it.